Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us. It's always a joy coming your way, bringing the Dear Parent Show. My name is Nashami, daughter of Wangara, and I am so grateful. I really appreciate each and every one of you that has always been finding time to watch. And the subscription keeps growing, so thank you very much, Asante Sana, for watching, commenting, and even just sharing this in your different spaces and platforms. We are really super duper grateful. And one thing we always say that there are so many episodes before this one that you're watching today. So please go back to the other episodes. I mean, there's so much to learn. I kid you not. And even for us as parents, there's just so much to pick, so much to encourage us, man. Because, man, sometimes we just need that encouragement. And sometimes we need that reminder that we are doing a good job. And that has been my take. There is a lady I love. She's called Sue Atkins. And Sue Atkins says this: there's never anything like a perfect parent. Just be the parent. Stop the perfection. Just enjoy the journey, man. To see complicate stuff. A journey that is beautiful is called parenting. And so thank you once again for being part of the journey. Today, I am so honored to have an amazing lady. We're going to have awesome conversations, and I am glad she's here, and I'm glad you are watching. Please, wacha ku minimize. Usi minimize, nani. Don't minimize. And don't mute. And don't close that tab. Let's have this conversation to the very last minute. Asante sana, and come on board. Let's journey together for today. Sasa, mambo.
I love your energy.
Please, I try. Kuna mtu ameniambia naongea sana.
They don't know.
Wakubali yo kuongea, tuongee tu sana.
It's a gift.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How have you been?
I've been well. I've been good. Yeah, I've been okay.
It's been a minute.
It has. It has. You like you said, adulting inatufanyia vibaya.
My friend, atufanyile kitu. Adulting is really adulting on us, right?
Yeah.
So how have you been? How is your family?
My family is okay. Now I have two families.
Yes. Now tell me about this one. We'll talk about all the families.
Okay.
But generally, how is everyone?
Everyone is okay. All of them are doing well.
Amazing.
All families are doing well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And how has been your year so far?
My year, we are in March. Well, this year I'm in Mbio. It's been going very, very fast. But it's okay. It's okay. Nothing bad. A lot of uncertainties. That's another story for another day. But it's good.
Are you the kind that does, what are they called, resolutions?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
I don't.
Me neither.
I know it's weird to hear psychologists say they don't do resolutions. I don't, because the truth is, after January 1st and 31st, we all forget about them. Yeah, it's just that energy of new year. I'm going to do this. But then with time, you don't end up doing them. Yeah.
Okay. It's so good to have you today. Thank you for agreeing to be on the set.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. It takes a lot for me to leave my house, but I'm happy to be here.
And with your little baby.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the sacrifice.
Yes, thank you.
Viewers, but leo karibu tukue na mtoto on set. Mimi kwa nimechocha. I was like, bring the baby kwa niko nini. But anyway, she has an amazing, beautiful baby girl. Tell us, sorry, I'm talking too much and we haven't gotten to know you. Please introduce yourself to us.
So my name is Brenda Akinyi Onyango Kitui. Kitui is my husband, Onyango is my dad. I am a counseling psychologist by profession. I work as a university counselor at the moment. What else? I'm a singer, I'm a musician, I'm a former lecturer, hospitality lecturer, because I have a background in hospitality. And And I am a mom.
Please, thank you. In fact,
And a wife. Yeah, I'm so excited to be a mom. It's nice. And I'm glad to be on a Dear Parents show because
Yay.
I am a proud parent.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming, Brenda.
Thank
And we
you.
really appreciate that you chose to be with us today.
Thank you.
And one thing that I love, it's interesting, fine, yes, me and you, we met in hospitality college, and right now none of us is in that industry. We love it.
They call us traitors. They do.
Tulichoma.
Tulichoma.
Dear hospitality people, don't worry. We still love the industry. It's just
We
that
do
from afar.
so much.
But
we
it
love
is in
it.
us, man.
Yes,
it is in the system.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so today we're going to have awesome conversations. But before we get to that, I want to get to tell me about your family. Now that your larger family, not your nuclear, not the Kitui's family.
Okay.
The Onyango's family.
The Onyango's family.
Yes, please.
So the Onyangos, we are 5. Yeah, we are 5. I am a second last born. I was almost a last born. Then my
She showed up.
my small sister showed up 6 years later. You know, so I was that favorite kid of my parents. Then my sis showed up, and I had to give up the last born seat. You know, yeah. But we are very close. We talk to each other all the time. We are in each other's business. I know that's not a dynamic in many families, but for us, we are really close. We talk a lot. We get involved in each other's businesses. We talk about our work challenges, our personal life challenges. And I love that dynamic. I wouldn't want it any other way. Yeah.
Amazing. What about your parents?
So my parents are late, both of my parents. And this is not something I usually share so much. But since this is the Dear Parents show, I can just share a little bit.
Please.
So both of my parents are late. My mom passed when I was 10 years, and my dad passed when I was 14 in going to Form 2. I think I was in Form 1 going to Form 2. Yeah. But since then, God has been so gracious to us. Very incredibly gracious. We have been okay. Yeah. Yes, the pain of losing a parent never really goes away.
Yeah.
But we have been okay. God has provided for us. God has been our support system. God has taken care of us so much. And here I am. Yeah, here I am today.
So you said you're the second last born.
Second last
And
born.
you're 5. So that means there are 3 ahead of you.
Yes.
And then you and then your last born sister.
Yes.
So your big sis, your first born is a girl.
Yes.
Your sister, I mean, your is a sister.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, see, she had to step in as a parent for you people.
She had to step in. She had to be a parent, you know. They say firstborns are deputy parents.
By default.
Well, her deputy became the main, you know.
Alikuwa vice, then akakuwa president.
Akakuwa president. She stepped in and took care of us, made sure we finished school, made sure we went to college. All of us have gone to some level of college. And she just made sure we had a roof over our head. And wherever she's living, she always gets a big house, saying that, oh, you guys will come for sleepover. There's an extra room if you want to come. Like, she's taken up the role of, my house is your house. And we are always welcome in every space she is in. Yeah, whether it's here locally or internationally, anywhere she goes, she's always like, you know, I'm getting an extra room so that you guys can come and visit. Yeah. So,
bless her.
Yes.
She's an amazing parent
to
you people,
to us,
and to her own.
Yeah, and she's very, very generous.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, because 90% of Dear Parent is stories from teenagers, and teenagers have lived lives, real lives, and all that. So I would just want to hear from you. Tell me about Brenda the teenager, if you remember anything about you as a teen.
Wow. This is gonna be very boring.
Okay, fine, bring your boring story.
I was never a troublesome kid, ever. When I was a small baby, like below teen, preteen, teenager, and even after, I was never like the stubborn one, the rebellious one. Yeah, I don't know if I missed a rebellion phase, and maybe I'll rebel later in life, but I was never troublesome. I was a prefect my entire high school. So you know, when you're a prefect, you're given responsibilities by the school.
Yes.
You're expected to be a role model. So for me, I obeyed the rules. I'm very good at following rules. I'm very good at following rules, and that's what I did. And yeah, it was the only something that maybe people can find relatable.
Yeah.
Is when people have lost their parents. Is when I lost my parent as a teenager.
Yes.
And you can't really understand it. For me, I didn't really feel the depth of it, of the loss. I felt the depth later in my early adulthood, in your 20s, when you need direction, when you're starting to understand yourself, and that's when you feel there's something missing. But for me, when I was in high school, it's very structured. Go to school, study, get your grades, go home for holidays, spend a couple of weeks, come back to school. It's a system. So I think for me, there was no space to process the emotion of I've lost a parent, blah, blah, blah. But now when you're out of that system and you enter the real world, that's when it hits you. When you're in college with people and people say, oh, my dad did this for me. I need a laptop. My dad will buy for me. I need this, my mom will buy for me. You hear those stories and then you feel like, oh, okay. I don't have that, you know? Yeah, but yeah.
So what about the place of peer pressure?
Peer pressure
Did it take a toll on you?
No, I was the prefect.
You didn't have room to be pressured because you have to bring order.
I have to be the role model, you know? If there's any peer pressure that I've experienced, is right now social media peer pressure, you know, when you see things on YouTube and you feel like you want to keep up. Maybe that's the peer pressure I feel now. But as a teenager, I didn't really experience peer pressure much. I was very focused. I was those people who just do the business and that's it, you know. No trying to be cool, what. And then to make it even, what helped me, I guess, was I was part of the SDA group, Seventh-day Adventist. And Seventh-day Adventist is very strict to a certain level. But it teaches you discipline, you know. You go through these lessons, we call them lessons, and you learn so much about the Bible, about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and you're like, hey, I want to be like those people. I want to stick to my faith. I want to be that disciple. I want to be disciplined like that, you know. So that helped me a lot. It kept me off problems, you know. In high school, we were a very small group of Seventh-day Adventists, and we would just be close friends, do things together. On Friday evening, we go for Kufungua Sabato. We go, we pray, we have a Bible study, we sing. Then on Saturday, we spend the whole day together doing church. Then on Sunday, when other people are in church, we are in class studying. So that's also helped me to just keep focus and avoid other things that you know other people are doing.
You know, I have an interesting pressure I encountered in high school. Let me call it interesting. So you remember those days we used to write letters, right? So in our school, we used to have 2 days when letters would be read, on Tuesday and on Saturday. Yours truly never went to that square where letters were being read because I didn't expect. If my brother had not written to me, my big bro Chris, Aki, thank you, man, at least I used to have letters. So if he has written for me this week, I am sure he will write for me. He'll write once a term. So akisha andika ndo hivyo. Tunagoja next term, you know. But now the pressure, people are being given letters. You are not being given. And you realize where letters coming from boys' schools, of course, you know. And me, I did not want boyfriend when I was a student because I knew boys will make me fail exams. So I didn't have one. But I want letters. So I told myself, the next trip I'm going, when a boy comes to talk to me, I will not talk much, but I'll tell them my name. At least so that they write to me a letter. And the first one that wrote to me a letter wrote in broken English. And you know me and my English.
Oh my God.
I didn't even respond.
Oh wow.
I was like, this is not worth it. Me, I want English, please.
And you want
punctuate, put full stop where it's supposed to be.
Oh
Easy
my
nigani.
God.
But I mean, that was really a pressure. And I would see girls, like every trip they will go, lazima upate come to. Alafu napata, man, there are ladies who Tuesday barua kaa 3, Sato barua kaa 5, na next week tena ziko. I'm like, kwani mko na maboys shule Kenya mzima? But anyway, at least I tried to fall into the pressure and I realized it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
Let me just wait for my break. Because sometimes some of these pressures, when you assess them and you're like, it's not even worth it.
It's not. You know, if I try to think about that moment, for me, I remember once we went on an outing, and of course you meet people, you exchange your... And I connected with someone, and I think he wrote to me once, and I wrote back, and that was it. But we had that popular girl who... Everyone was following their relationship, you know.
Yeah.
I guess she was the prettiest at that time. She was the prettiest in our season in high school. And so people were like, hey, which boy is going to talk to her? I can't remember the name of that school, but one of the schools in Nakuru. And so it was like a hookup of some sort of our hottest girl with their hottest boy, you know. And so it's so crazy.
Yeah.
And so we were so invested in their relationship. If any letter came from that particular boys' school, we were waiting for that boy to be writing to that girl, to our girl.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was
high school.
High school.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, now you said you are a counselor, a psychologist, and you are doing that in a university.
Yes, I
so
am.
That means you're dealing with young people.
Yes, I am.
Tell me about it and how it's been so far.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's exciting. It's a beautiful. I enjoy my job. The counseling part. Yes, not all parts of a job are fun.
Yeah.
The part about counseling, that's the part I really enjoy, because dealing with young people is beautiful. Young people, they are easy to open up. Yes, there are those who will still hold back, but once you create a safe space, they can open up and they make transitions. The problem about us older people is that we are stuck in our ways. And so it's hard for us to make changes. You know, we have to be really pushed to a corner for us to make changes. But for young people, it's easy for them to make those changes. So to see someone come in when they are not, they're in a mix-up or in a bad situation, and they make the transition and they change, it's very satisfying.
Yeah. It's a rewarding thing, man.
It is very
especially
rewarding.
When you're working with a young person. Maybe they were just in a situation, in a season, and then you were there with them, worked with them, and you see them out of it, like that butterfly just flying and going. You're like,
yes.
It's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Money can't pay that.
No, money can't.
The satisfaction.
But we still want to be paid.
Oh, the money we need. Where?
I still want my salary.
Okay, no, we need the money. Money comes.
Yeah.
So I want us to quickly go through a letter over here from a young person, and let's see what we can gather from this place.
Okay.
And this is the book we are using, dear viewers. Dear Parent is our book, our manual. If you need a copy of this book, it's available at Nuria Bookstore, and the details will be on the screen.
Yeah.
Pata manual ndio flow show. Tuseme ati mnasoma wapi this is it. Anyway, so let's read this. Dear parents, 8 years ago I lost someone so special to me. I lost a brother, a confidant, and my happiness then. Mom, you lost your first child, and Dad, you lost your pride. I never even got to say goodbye to him. I never paid my last respects. I never saw him lowered in the grave, and this hurts me till now. Well, we took a small break, and we are back, and we are 3. Yay! Little baby had to join us on set, and this is beautiful. Motherhood kwa ground. Mtoto akitaka mama ametaka.
It's true.
Na mama hata shindwa kuongea kwa sababu ana mtoto wake.
Yes.
Kwanza ataongea zaidi.
Exactly.
Si ndio?
Because now I have peace.
You have peace.
She's right here.
Sawa. So we were trying to get through this letter, and when we had started, I wanted to ask something, because this girl says she lost her brother, And literally, she never got to pay even her last respects.
Yes.
So, sometimes the African setup, when someone dies and we are there, we view the body, we are there to bury them. Reality sinks like, oh, by the way, Amanda, I saw them being lowered. So there's just something about it helps us with the, what is it called? With
Closure.
Yes. Now, this is a child who was denied that.
Yeah.
They were denied, they didn't experience that. And maybe even in her mind, back of her mind, bro ameenda safari, atarudi. There's something about children and grief and how we help them process the entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts would be in terms of how are we processing this? How are we helping these children walk through the grief journey?
First of all, is not to act like it didn't happen. We should not pretend like the kids don't know. They can just be told, oh, okay, ameenda kwa na Mungu, ameenda kwa to be with God. We should not ignore their feelings. We should not try to bury it. We should take some time with them.
Yes.
And talk to them about it, so hear their feelings, hear how they feel. Like that story, this teenager, when they were a child, they didn't really understand, but they felt something.
Yes. Yes.
Those feelings needs to be addressed. They need to be given a chance to say, I feel sad, I feel frustrated, or I don't understand what I'm feeling. Sometimes the kids don't have the words. Yeah, so we need to allow them to process whatever it is that they're experiencing, and being a psychologist, I'll tell you, find a child psychologist.
Yes.
And have the child be taken through something, or even if you can't really find a child psychologist, find any counselor who has the capability to sit down with a child and understand what they're talking about. Because with children, it's a bit different. We use things like play therapy. You'll ask them to draw. You'll ask them to create something so that they can be able to process those feelings. Yeah, those feelings must be processed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And even as we continue, because and what you say, the way we tell them he's gone to be with God. She says, so the little girl in me was filled. No, well, when he passed on while I was still a kid, I never fully understood death. All I knew is that when one dies, they go to stay with God. So the little girl in me was filled with joy that my brother was going to see God. Little did I know that it meant he was never coming back to us.
Sad.
Dad told me that I'll be fine. And all will be forgotten. But years later, no, I still hurt and I miss my brother so much. Sometimes and I remember I once talked this with some gentleman that was here, and he was talking about he lost the mother and how it took a toll on him. And actually, when he was getting married, he tells me it is his wife who actually helped him heal. Those are many years, and the mother died when he was a teenager. Grief, you'd agree with me, grief is personal.
Yes.
Everyone in the family deals with it differently. And so I will not decide for you that be okay. But this is a parent, quote unquote, forcing this child to be fine.
Yeah.
We will move on.
Yeah.
And we don't move on.
We don't.
But even as she continues in this letter, because she talks about the changes that she has seen in her father. Now she's growing, she's seeing. She feels since the brother passed on, Dad Ali changed. And this is the parent, the father, she said, Dad, you lost your pride.
Yeah.
Mom, you lost your only son.
Yeah.
I lost my brother.
Yeah.
3 people lost the same person, but different relationships. Please help parents, help us as parents. And because my previous guest, I think 2 episodes back, talked about the place of when we are dealing with something has happened in a family. It is our responsibility, not really to be okay, but to process it so that we can help these younger ones process.
Yeah.
We are not negating the fact that the parent has suffered loss, but how are we supposed to navigate yetu ndio tuweze kusaidia watoto? Now for the adults.
For the adults, get yourself help. And one thing very important, it's good that you're real with your kids. It's good that they see even you it has hurt you. Because there are those situations where the child feels like, oh, the adults are okay, but me, I'm not okay. Just be real. let them, if you're hurting, tell them I'm hurting, I feel bad, we lost so and so. Is that how you're also feeling? You know? Let them understand that this is a human experience. Adults are going through it, children are going through it, you know?
Yeah.
Then when on the days that they'll see you, you're doing okay, it gives them permission to be okay also.
Yeah.
You know? But if you separate them from the experience.
Yeah.
If you decide for them what they're supposed to be feeling and what they're supposed to be experiencing, then it becomes such a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think I love that idea of when you allow them see you go through it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
kwa ground pia mama na deal,
Yes.
pia dada na deal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's, I mean, let's just be real. We know we are parents.
Yeah.
We are deemed to be superpowers and, you know, we got it all together. But being real is just being real.
Be real. Be real. I know in our African setup, that's not really something we are used to because our parents were seen as the disciplinarian, the authoritarian, all our parents were number ones. But we have to allow them, we have to be vulnerable when it comes to such cases.
Yeah. Amazing. But there's something she said when she's talking about the dad. She tells dad, Dad, you changed. It's okay, baby. We are doing this together. Hata wewe unaweza contribute.
Yeah.
Now, there's something she said about the dad. Dad, you changed. You became someone I never knew. And through the years, it has been from bad to worse. Maybe you two are still hurting. And so I shouldn't tell you about my concerns. Mimi hawa watoto mispedangi sengine venye wana grow up haraka.
They know.
Like, oh my goodness. Like they can read.
Kids are smarter than you think.
And especially the ones for this generation.
Yes.
You can't hide.
You can't hide. And that's why I was telling you, I was saying earlier, be real with them.
Yeah.
Show them that you also feel bad. By seeing you go through it, they understand, okay, this is normal. You know? Yeah, they see it and they know. Yeah.
But you know, there's something here. When she keeps saying, oh, you don't know me anymore. I'm sure you don't even know my favorite color. Definitely this is a girl. We barely talk. We don't play chess. And all those games we used to play anymore. I feel my heart has a big hole, losing my brother and losing my dad. You know, okay, there's something about grief. And I think we just need to help parents navigate this because now it seems this parent had 2 kids.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
So one is gone.
Yeah.
And of course, it takes a toll on the parent. But this one is around. And we need to continue parenting
the other one.
And it's affecting us. There's so much because, again, as a psychologist, you'll agree, when we are dealing with grief and we are moving on steps ahead, there are things that will trigger and take us back.
Yes.
So maybe this parent, this chess business, for example,
was taking
walikuwa nacheza na boy. So when, like, I don't want to do it because it takes me back.
Yeah.
And this is a parent that is supposed to be present for this child that is around. Please, just in case you encounter such a parent, what would you tell them?
You see, that's why I was saying, let's talk about it. Let that parent say, I don't enjoy playing this chess anymore because it reminds me of so and so. Can we start something else? You know, can we figure it out together? So they need to figure out a new routine, a new fun activity that does not take them back, but still preserves the memory of the brother who they lost. You know, I know when you're grieving, some things people say does not really make sense to you. But sometimes one thing I like to ask students when I'm counseling them, or anybody, when they are going through the grieving process, I ask them, what would so-and-so want you to do? Would they want you to stop playing the chess? Or would they want you to continue having fun despite them not being there? Yeah. And so when you ask them that, they tell you, oh, true, they would want us to be happy. They are such a kind soul. They would want us to continue being happy, you know? And that sometimes helps somebody move a little bit from the pain and the sadness. And now they think, let's continue with our life, even if we miss so-and-so.
Yeah. It is well. Perfect. She has found something to play with. We are now doing good. Give her her toy. And we
Yeah,
continue
Mama.
in an amazing way.
Yeah.
Yes, baby, take your toy, your living toy. Yay!
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at this particular scenario because this is a parent dealing with grief. This is a child dealing with grief.
Yeah.
And I know we do individual counseling.
Yes.
But would you recommend, if let's say this parent got to read this, would you recommend, because clearly the dad hasn't healed.
Yeah.
The daughter hasn't healed.
Yeah.
Would you recommend group therapy or family therapy?
Of course. When it comes to loss and grief, family therapy is very important.
Yeah.
So that, like you said, everyone processes grief differently. Some people, let me give you an example of myself.
Yes.
Like, since I already mentioned both of my parents are late. So in our family, one of my sisters has images of my parents on their wall. They've framed very nice pictures and they are on the wall. I cannot do that. Because to me, it will be a constant reminder of my parents are not there. My parents are gone. I can't pick up the call and call them, So you see, for her, she's okay with that. She has processed her grief like that. For me, that's not okay with me.
Yeah.
So you need to sit down as a group and understand that for the child, that is what it means to them.
Yes.
For the father, that is what it means to them. For the mother, that is what it means to them. Because for the father, maybe it was his dream to have a son. And then he got a son. Then the son passed on. It's very sad, you see.
Yeah.
And for the child, this was their big brother. This is somebody they really loved and somebody they would play with.
Yeah. All right. And she continues to say, oh my goodness, umsichana, umtoto. I really felt for her.
I know.
Really. I miss my brother the more and wish God had not taken him. Maybe, just maybe, if he was here, I would be much happier. And I would have a friend in the family. Just maybe, I would have been much happier and I would have had a friend in the family. Just maybe, Dad wouldn't have changed. He will still be the loving dad he was always. Maybe all this pain I feel and the hole in my heart would not be there. I promised myself to take over from where my brother left. That is why I'm interested in pursuing law, since he was a law student that never got to finish. I may not be able to change you, Dad, even as your habits get worse. You are a mild drinker, but right now you are a habitual alcoholic, and it bothers me. Even as I keep growing, right now is a tough time for me in my growing up. I'm having hard times at school because I'm always in days instead of reading. I'm always scoring low grades, and it makes me feel like a worthless person who is a failure. I feel God has even abandoned me. This girl, my goodness. I think, let me tell you something, and I think I've mentioned this in a few episodes. When I was recording, when I was doing these letters, I had told the students to write them anonymously. You know about this story.
Yeah.
But sometimes some of these letters I would read and I wish this one wrote their name. At least I reach out to them and help them.
Yeah.
Because now this is a child who is just noticing everything wrong and everything is falling apart.
Yeah.
But beyond that, a child, a teenager, remember she said she's 14. This is a little girl, but she's looking at the way dad is changing, getting bad, getting worse, like it is before her, And just beyond that, flip to even just generally in the home, sometimes we do things and we, let's say as little as she is right now, and we start doing things, we will assume, ni mtoto. Mtoto anagrow, anaanza kunotice. Mtoto anaona. And they grow up knowing, and this is something that they grow up with. There are things that our children grow up, and I've had teenagers tell me things. Me, when I grow up, I don't want to be like dad or like mom because 1, 2, 3. For example, we have had cases of where there is domestic violence, for example, gender-based violence, whatever, in the home. And kids are watching it. And so they grow up knowing, number one, one knows, like there's a girl who told me, me, when I grow up, I'll just be like my mother. Hey, mamangu ni mkali. Mom hupasha mzae unyamaza. He can't talk when my mother talks. I want to be like that so that men will respect me. Wow. That's not a beautiful thing to desire. But that is what the child is seeing.
Yeah.
So why do parents sometimes assume these kids don't see?
Because we don't know.
Oh, okay, okay. Nilemea wazazi, please tetea wazazi. Because I'm like, I mean, they are seeing, they are watching.
That's why I do my mental health awareness campaign. Because many people don't know. Parents don't know that children learn through modeling. And modeling is when someone sees something and they copy. And that is how kids learn. All of them. Even at this age, there's some information she's taking in.
True.
She's taking in some information. And one day I'll just see some behavior in her and I'm like, you little happy. She was modeling. She was seeing. You see? So these students who wrote to you, they are just seeing. It is recording in their subconscious mind, you see? And unfortunately, you either become the perpetrator or the victim. Unless you go through the healing. You see? That's why you'll see someone who saw their mother being beaten, a man, he will go ahead and beat their wife or their girlfriend because they did not heal. So you need to go through a healing process and learn that this is not okay, or this is wrong, or we shouldn't do like that.
Okay.
Okay.
But I think even in a nutshell, as we part with that later, in a nutshell, what I'm picking from you is that number one, as parents, we need to be real with our children, especially in the place of grief and that. Because we are all going through it.
Yes.
So just picking it from the place of we need to be real with them. And also, if need be, let's seek family therapy. Let's all go for therapy so that we can be able to understand each other's emotions and give each other the space to just navigate through life and everything. But there's something I want to, allow me flip from this letter and back to you. There's something I want to pick from you because I am remembering a certain book I once read from your sister.
Oh, yes.
I love that book. It's one of my favorite reads.
You love
Nuggets from my mother. Yes. And I admire Debbie. I admire Debbie because Debbie became a mother to you, all of you. And she learned from the best. No wonder she wrote us that book. And I think people should just write that. We need someone should write nuggets from my father. Can my father's our peani nuggets to build. But there are lessons that that your mama instilled in you girls and your bro. And now let's say with Debbie, your firstborn, who became your mother now. And these lessons have shaped her. It's shaping her daughter. It has shaped you girls. And this one is blessed because she's going to benefit from that. But that is Debbie. Now you as Brenda, as much as mom left when you're still young, I'm sure there are things about mom that you picked, that you remember. Could you share with us one or two things that you carry in your heart from mama?
Mama was very orderly and very organized.
And that is so you.
Mama was very strict on how things should be done and the way they should be done. So I see that in me a lot. Mama was very kind. So I also try to be kind. I'm not here blowing my own trumpet. So Mama was kind. I try to be kind to people. And Mama was, she was, I think I would say kind. Kind is the one that I try to emulate a lot.
It's amazing. And so these are the things that you hope to pass to this beautiful human here.
Yeah, it's interesting you've mentioned that because I've been attending the pre-dedication class. And that is what even our facilitator was saying. Like, if you're thinking about parenting your child, it actually, it's not about her. Surprisingly, it's about her children. Because she is learning from me, and when it is time for her to be a parent, she will take the lessons from me, what I used to do, and that is what she will give her children. So whatever I impart in her, she will impart on her kids, and her kids
to the next generation.
It's about that's the word. It's generational. It's not now. It's not this. It's the next generation.
Okay, I have an interesting, almost last question. We always say we don't appreciate parenting until we become one. No, we appreciate more when we become one. So this is, let's say you had a chance to talk to mom. Now that you are a mother, Please, what is the one thing you look back and say, hey, mama, asante. Najua bado baby ni mdogo, but there are things already you're like, yo, parenting, yo.
Yo. I appreciate how our mom was present in our lives. She left us very early, but you saw through Debbie's book. It's like she has been with us our entire lives.
True.
She really took time with us, and that is what I miss, right now in this modern world. That's why I'm here with my child, working and being with the baby, because I'm trying to maximize the amount of time I spend with my child, because I see how that has impacted me. I think maybe something that is not so obvious, but I think I got my confidence from being with my mom. How she took care of us. She spoke dreams into us, and she told us we are great and we are wonderful and we are going to be amazing people. So in me, I walk with that confidence, and I'll definitely pass it on to my child.
Amazing. This baby is blessed. She has the right morals and right values passed on from generation to generation to her. Amazing.
And this is the real parenting,
Tuko job.
Even I work from home and I'm always working with her. So my colleagues are always hearing someone making noise in the background.
Background music.
Background music. And let's support mothers. It's not an easy journey. It is very satisfying and it's nice, but there are obvious challenges. So let's support moms. Let me speak for moms.
I think I'm just reminded, I can't remember, but I think last month, there was a clip going around, or is a post of a lady who had been invited for some conference, and she was confirmed. Then she walked in with a child, and it was okay until somebody came and asked, oh, you know, nani? Like my child, like you cannot come with children here. That was a woman actually saying that. So having children on set like this is, yay, it's a win. It's a win. We have redeemed motherhood.
And I remember there was one who was also breastfeeding in some international conference.
Yes.
I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it's the same story. Yeah, because, we have to maximize the time we spend with our babies, because it's very important.
It is
the
important.
Early stages of a child's life, it's very important that they spend a lot of time with their parents, so that they can get that love, they can get that connection, they can form a healthy attachment. It's very, very important. So.
And I think also, the place of, generally the rule of life for me has been, if you have time to attend to something, give your all, because you will not always have all the time. The times it gets busier, there's just so much demanding your time. So when you can be present, and I feel your mom was a quality mother. Like she gave her all. It was so quality. It wasn't in the quantity because she left early, but it was quality. And see how you girls have turned out. She gave her all.
She did.
Mama, please, thank you. Wherever you are, I am here appreciating you again on behalf of your children for what you have done. But thank you so much. And just thank you for what you do with the young generation. And you are sowing seeds for this baby. When she'll be of that age, the seeds you have sown will speak for her.
Amen.
They have gone ahead of her. This one is blessed. Na siblings wake. Kuna siblings wanakuja? Kuna siblings wake?
To be continued.
We shall revisit this conversation.
That conversation to be continued later.
But thank you for being an amazing mom.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And for loving this our generation.
Yes, we love them so much. I love young people.
Please.
I love you guys so
young
much.
Young people, Brenda, tell them,
I love
speak to
you.
them.
Young people, I love you. I'm rooting for you. I understand the struggles you're going through. And keep fighting for yourselves. Keep the focus. I love you and I'm cheering you on.
Gen Z watafurisha vichwa. But thank you once again. And thank you for this. And keep winning. Keep thriving where you are at.
Thank you.
And the Lord watch over you and see you when this human being is a grown up. Tumpigishe story. Tell us lessons from your mother. And she'll have something to say in the future because of what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Just to add on something,
sure.
Because we have talked about loss and grief. So when you're going through loss and grief, there's an acronym, DABDA. DABDA is denial, acceptance. I don't know if I'm mixing them or putting them. Denial, acceptance, bargaining, what's the other one?
Denial, anger,
Or anger.
bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Yes. So these are the different emotions you go through when you're going through loss and grief.
Yes.
So for anyone who's going through loss and grief, even this teenager that wrote to you, let them know that when they experience all those emotions, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's what they expected to go through. And it doesn't have to follow any order.
Yeah.
And someone can reach acceptance later.
Yeah.
So anyone who's going through loss and grief, it's very normal to experience those emotions.
Yeah.
And even if you reach acceptance 5 years later, which we call complicated grief, it's still your journey.
Yeah.
Because like you said, grief is personal. Yeah, so all these emotions are normal. Anger, I know for men, anger is something they go through. Bargaining, you're like, oh my God, maybe they're not dead. Maybe they didn't check the body properly, you know. Then
The
denial, the depression, you feel very low, you know. The denial, you're like, no, they've not died. Maybe I need to call their number again, you know. So yeah, those emotions are very normal. So if you're going through them, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just go through it.
Just go through it, yeah.
Don't shelve it.
Yeah, don't shelve it. And seek support,
True.
know. If you don't have access to counseling, maybe you can talk to a friend.
Yeah.
There are things you can channel it through art. You know, you can write, you can draw, you can sing, you can dance, you can paint. You can channel through such art forms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that last
You're
bit. That
welcome.
was important.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Karibu.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this special episode. This was special. This one I have loved. But thank you so much for joining us. And we have been yours truly, Nashami, Brenda, and
Nia Laura. Nia Laura.
Hiyo amesema. But thank you so much for having us, and thank you for joining us. And I just pray that I think for me, more than anything, yes, we've handled the place of grief, the place of loss and everything. But I think for me, the highlight of this show is when we brought this amazing girl on set and how we've just navigated with her. I mean, just appreciating mothers. Men, thank you. Thank you. We see you. We see you. We see you. It's beyond this, being on set and this. I know the many things that you have to juggle. And if baby needs mama, baby needs mama. Dads, it's not that tunawachuja. Nah, we see you and we see your role. Because sometimes I imagine, I have, allow me say this, I have a friend that lost the wife when the baby was 2 years old. And he had to navigate through that alone with the baby. That he had never really, unajua alikuwa amechanga wife kila kitu, like he knows nothing, yeah, alishaleta mbegu, baby is there, and now he has to literally raise a daughter on his own, and he's done an amazing job. The girl, I think, is around 13, 14. He's remarried, yes, but better part of the years he's done this alone. So everyone that just goes out of their way for these people, thank you so much. As young as they are, as old as they are, thank you so much. So to every mother and father of a toddler or a newborn, to every parent of a teenager, to every parent of a young adult, to our own parents, and to our parents' parents that are still there, everyone that is called by the name parent, I see you, I appreciate you, keep doing it, it's amazing. And these children, representing all the children, will look back one day and say, thank you, ma'am. Man, manze ulijituma. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this. We appreciate this very much. And we are going to see you in the next episode. Na wengine wakitokea na watoto, set inatosha. Wakikuwa wakubwa, tutaweka kiti ya tatu. But thank you so much. The Lord bless you. We will definitely see you in the next episode. Shalom, and the Lord bless you.